take liberty to present Tami briefly. So Tami Hashimoto is a master student. So she is the only one master student, I guess, and in our conference. So welcome, and a master student at Doshisha University, and focusing on Japanese female rap and Gyaru culture. Her research explores themes and anti-respectability and empowerment, highlighting the intersection of subculture of youth identity in Japan. She's born and raised in Osaka. Tami will bring unique insights into contemporary cultural movements and plans to pursue doctoral studies. Doctoral. So yeah.
Thank you for allowing me to present my study. I'm going to. Right now I'm writing my thesis, and then I hope everybody can give me some exciting insight to give me some. I'm stuck right now, so I want to write. I need to write something. So, okay, let me start my presentation. So today I will be discussing the fascinating. I will be discussing the fascinating intersection between American female rock culture and Japanese gyaru culture. So my research aims to explore the complex and nuanced relationship between these two distinct cultures. And throughout this presentation, I will highlight key aspects of both cultures and how they intertwine through trans-Pacific anti-respectability. All right, so my research has been inspired by this song, Bad Bitch Bigaku. Bigaku means aesthetic in Japanese. So this song was released in May 2023 by 4 Japanese female rappers, Awich, Nene, Lana, and Mari, and has gathered approximately 19.5 million views as of June 24th, 2024, this year. These 4 already established their career as female rappers in Japan. So particularly Awich, who debuted in 2020, is now the most prominent female rapper from Okinawa, who established her position in male-dominated hip-hop scene in Japan. She is said to be the queen of the rap scene in Japan, who strengthened her fame by her origin as an Okinawa born and raised, and who openly talks about the influence of the American military. So let me show you the video of Bad Bitch Bigaku a little. So I'm gonna stop right here. So this I can't show you everything. So Awich, this is the woman that I mentioned, Awich. Awich was stating some like, this is Bad Bitch no Bigaku, and then she goes on to say her interpretation of what bad the bitch is. And so they are stating, each of them are stating what Bad Bitch Bigaku is to them. Indeed, they were interviewed by the Japanese web magazine and before and express their own interpretations of bad bitch. For example, Awich, this first woman said that bad bitch is someone who has a sense of self-understanding and makes effort to better themselves. And Lana said that bad bitch is kind of being classy and sassy in a good way. Nene, the other woman, said that it's someone who earns her own money and has a strong will. So as you can see, there's so many different interpretation on each their own. So like there's no like in the songs there's no such things like this is about bitch like in one sentence. So when I first encountered these comments by them, I was like, isn't bad bitch a black women's culture? Isn't it ever possible for them to interpret it in their own way? And like when I first heard this song, I felt very confused. And it was cool video, but like the beat is trendy too. But I was very intrigued by this song, so I made myself go deeper into this. Something of the song made me think that this is not just female rappers, like Japanese female rappers imitating American female rap. For example, I was struck that they state their own interpretation about being a bad bitch, and it got so many views, even though the term itself is unfamiliar to Japanese audiences. I wanted to understand better why they use the term and how they interpret it in their own context. In particular, I wanted to know the cultural implications behind these lyrics and the connection to both American and Japanese female identities. So I began researching what academics say about that beach history and then its definition from the perspective of Black American women. So many scholars have explored this term in the real life experience of Black women, and in the work of contemporary female rappers like Nicki Minaj and many other rappers like Foxy Brown. There's more, and then they have concluded that the bad bitch is one way Black women represent an empowered self. For example, Stefan Dunn, an American film critic, noted that in 2010, the bad bitch suggests a Black woman from working class roots who goes beyond the boundaries of gender in the patriarchal domain and then plays the game successfully as the boys by being in charge of her own sexual representation. So as a result, a wide range of academic scholarship in the US agrees that rap represents an empowering identity of Black women in America. But because of the song, Bikaku takes place outside of this Black female context, we might feel like it is just a poor imitation of Black women. How can they talk about being a bad bitch if they are not even African American or part of the culture of American racism? Or that is, can bad bitch Bigaku really have any meaning outside the context of American racism patriarchy? So this is the picture of American female rappers and Japanese female rapper. By looking at these pictures, we might initially assume that these Japanese rappers are simply imitating the style of American female rap because they look all the same, like they have the same makeup and the similar fashion. So, however, this project shows that the use of rap among Japanese female performers and fans is far more complicated and nuanced than simply cultural appropriation. Instead, I want to show that this form of female assertiveness and rebellion is shared with Japanese Gyaru culture that makes Japanese female rap more than just American imitation. The objective of my research is to position Japanese female rap as a culture that has been transmitted from American hip hop while also being a part of respectability politics and female rebellion rooted in Japanese Gyaru culture. By examining the intersection of these two cultures, I aim to uncover shared themes and identities at the intersection of rap and Gyaru culture that go beyond simple imitation or cultural appropriation. So the primary question guiding my research is, what brings together American female rap and Japanese Gyaru culture despite strikingly different cultural contexts? How do we understand Japanese female rap as both local and global? This question helps frame the exploration of how both cultures challenge traditional gender norms for women and embrace a shared politics of anti-respectability. So I argue that the intersection between American female rap and Japanese Gyaru culture is a shared anti-respectability. I'm gonna explain anti-respectability later, more detailed. And then this intersection highlights how both cultures use rap as an expression of rebellion and nonconformity to forge a female identity that resists certain ideologies of proper behavior and attitude. Okay, so to better understand the intersection of rap and the politics of anti-respectability, I would like to introduce ratchet feminism, which has its roots on hip-hop feminism. A range of pioneering Black feminist scholars explored the relationship between feminism and hip hop. For example, Joanne Morgan, who first coined hip hop feminism in her book, um, attempted to build a space for Black women to enjoy a genre of music often criticized for its misogyny. A second generation of scholars took this issue further, arguing in favor of what they called ratchet feminism, uh, taking inspiration from working class black female culture. Hip hop ratchetness rejects respectability politics, which shames Black women for their economic status, their sexual choices, and acting on their desires. So, for example, Brittany Cooper, a famous hip hop and feminist scholar, embraced ratchetness as an intuitive understanding of all the ways that respectability politics failed Black women. So basically, feminist scholars of hip hop have generally agreed that Black women find in this genre a means to resist the ideologies of gender and race that have oppressed Black women in America for centuries. Particularly important thing is that the rejection of norms of respectability surrounding sexuality and self-expression. Let me give you the example. So Cardi B is a famous rapper nowadays. She is a great example of a female rapper who embraces ratchetness. Let me show the video for.
Sorry, but the PowerPoint disappeared.
Disappeared?
No, I don't think so because we see actually the PowerPoint. It's always good for us. But I don't. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Tami-san.
No,
Is it all for you? You. I mean, the other people. Do you see the PowerPoint?
Yes,
I
yes.
see.
Okay. So okay, I'm sorry. So can you just continue the
Yeah.
the presentation? I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. Hi, the video.
That little bitch, you can fuck with me if you wanted to. These expensive, these is red bottoms, these is bloody shoes. Hit the school, I can get them both, I don't wanna choose. And I'm quick, cut a nigga off, so don't get comfortable. Look.
Alright, so this song Bodak Yellow was a massive hit in 2018. And okay, so this is the lyrics. So in the lyrics, she what she's talking about is in her lyric is about her expensive shoes, and her ability to spend her money however she wants to, and she makes her sexuality a major focus. She can get any man, like I think in the lyrics there as well. So the song had extra power because of Cardi B's own life story and beginning in poverty. She often talks about she began in poverty and then working as a stripper, and her ability to talk, that gives her an authentic Black women life story. That way she represents wretchedness. So a scholar, Amanda Mallows, has argued that Cardi B rejects respectability politics that was put on Black female in America by challenging the mainstream embodiment of womanhood with her fashion, cadence and expression of her sexuality. Let me go on to talk about Gyaru. So that was Ratchet, that was Black women, and I'm going to talk about Gyaru. Okay, so Gyaru emerged in Japanese pop culture in the late 1990s, often described as a Japanese fashion subculture. The trend continued to the 2000s and created a huge cultural significance in Japanese female pop culture. As you can see, these pictures are a famous magazine's front page. So they have thick makeup and then like the miniskirt and then boots, and these are all Gyaru fashion. And then Gyaru became an image of Japanese female teenagers who had dressed and acted in public in certain ways that people considered untraditional or even deviant. Some people even criticized that gyaru were just a part of mindless fashion and consumer culture centered around consumer good, which they use sexually to gain access. In fact, like there's a huge critique that gyaru, those high school girls or young girls do compensated dating, many more like in what considered as a immoral behavior. So sorry, I'm lost. So there you go. So it was bad because flashy and stupid and promiscuous. You know that what people said. But these are also the reasons people criticize ratchet rappers, you know, and also too flashy and stupid and promiscuous. So I see the parallel from these critics that they had from the public. But these are also the pictures of high school gyarus in that at the time. So in fact, Rika Sato, in her important work titled ギャル系が意味するもの、女子高生をめぐるメディア環境と思春期女子のセルフイメージについて、published in 2002, portrayed Gyaru as powerful personas that realized female agency compared to traditional girls who were forced to commit to modesty, integrity, and grace. She also said that the media throughout the 90s depicted Gyaru as strong and free girls expected to be the new leaders of consumer culture. So I would like to, you know, I was like, maybe we can call this a Gyaru feminism. I don't know. Maybe I I really shouldn't. I don't know. But in counterpart to ratchet feminism, you know, because it demonstrates some similarities, particularly female sexual agency and then battling traditional stereotypes in girlhood. And we can think of it as a, you know, Japanese pop culture based feminism. It's not really a legit feminism. No one ever said that. So, so I'm just saying. Okay. And then so Reiwa Gyaru, which is this 4 or 5 years, the Gyaru culture came back. You know, it died. Previous Gyaru culture died in 2010s, but there has recently a revival of it. And according to one researcher, there's a new trend of nostalgia of Gyaru. For instance, the magazine, This Egg, which has discontinued in 2014, has come back in 2019 as a web magazine, and it also started to publish in paper base again. So new Gyaru models and TV personalities such as Yuchami, the woman in the bottom and on the front page of the magazine, was got so famous and like, so people seeing the revival of Gyaru culture. So Generation Z girls have adapted Gyaru fashion accessory, like the picture in the right, like loose socks and platform boots, mini skirts. So we are witnessing the revival of Gyaru culture in Japan. So that has been heavily, in fact, influenced by hip hop culture. Like to get a sense of this, like let me just briefly introduce this song, 2021. Gyaru is mined by the models for the Gyaru fashion magazine that I just mentioned. Those Gyarus, the models, released a song. Okay, so this is the song that those models did. They continued to release more songs. There's a new song recently, actually. So in the description of the song, they describe the meaning of Gyaru mind. because they are singing like Gyaru is mine, So it is what is Gyaru? They were asked. It is to pursue what you like, regardless of age, gender, nationality. No, not for the male gaze, but for the sake of committing to what you like. You say what you want to say. The spirit of being honest to yourself. This is Gyaru mind. So that is Gyaru mind means resistance to the stereotypical image of women, but it is not limited by age, gender, nationality. This is particularly interesting for its potential to link Gyaru mind and ratchetness while showing differences and similarities. So I conducted the interviews to test the hypothesis that there is a shared female anti-respectability politics between American hip-hop and Gyaru culture. I went to a concert, music festivals, and also I did interview one rapper, Tajima Haruko, here. So this is the highlights of my interview results. Tajima Haruko, a rapper, emphasized that the rap is a useful form of expression for being assertive. And she stated that I want to attract public attention by saying controversial things. Rap is useful for that. The fans at the concert and other music festival expressed that hip hop people are intimidating and too cool for them. But they admire the confidence and high self-esteem projected in song. So they show a little hesitance to dive into the hip hop culture, but also they admire because they show up to the concert and the music festival. So there are female rappers that they listen to and they relate to. And also, many fans said that they could not fully relate to the promiscuous aspects of ratchetness. When I asked them, like, do you listen to American female rap? And they say yes, but they don't really comfortable being doing the same thing, that those sexual behavior. But they admire, like they think it's fun and they listen to it. And also they felt energized by the message of female empowerment, and positivity in the music. So conclusion, at this moment, moment, my conclusion should be, my Gyaru mind forms an important element in Japanese female rap, and both ratchetness and Gyaru share a nuanced identity of female empowerment through anti-respectability. And however, the hypersexualization and aspect of wretchedness does not find a parallel in the fans' perception of Gyaru mind. But we can work on. I am working on to articulate share the nuances between Gyaru and ratchet, and then see why hip hop got so popular in Japan. So I'm going to write a thesis and then submit. Hopefully, yes, I am going to finish it in January. So thank you very much, everyone. This is my presentation. That's all. ありがとうございます。